watch Fox. Well, now we're on MS Now. So what you gonna say now? All right, let's get to it.
The Supreme Court strikes down Trump's signature policy. He has a meltdown in the White House briefing room. And I just want to know what was going through your mind as you watched it all unfold today?
Well, it was unhinged. I mean, watching his press conference today, where he just, as you pointed out, I mean, he just fell apart about this and attacked Supreme Court.
Nah, he didn't really fall apart. He just said, all right, I see what y'all did there, but just know that I can still invoke the global tariffs just through a section of the Trade Act. And now all I got to do is use these 150 days to build a case for the other tariffs. So no, he didn't just come apart. But hey, it is what it is.
Justices, and could not understand why he could not wield this power that he believes is his, that has now been found unconstitutional.
No, actually, he can tariff. And oh my goodness, bro, guys like this are extremely uneducated, and it's crazy how he's a governor. Like, did he not read it? Like, because everybody knows that it said no, he can tariff. Actually, they was only talking about the International Economic Emergency Powers Act. That's it. That was the debate right there. Is can he tariff through that? And what they decided was no, he cannot tariff through it, but he can embargo through it. But he's allowed to use other methods to invoke tariffs. So what are you talking about? He can still invoke tariffs, and you're just setting the stage for when he does for the Dems to mistake it as unconstitutional when it's not. And the Supreme Court said he can do it.
So, and what does he do? He turns to yet another statute that allows tariffs in certain circumstances. And now he intends to reimpose these tariffs that are truly devastating small businesses. They're hurting families across my state. And
no. What's hurting families across your state is the fact that y'all raise property taxes to 16% on businesses and families. That's what's hurting your state, buddy, not tariffs. But that's the thing the Dems don't ever want to tell you. I mean, it's the most diabolical plan. Can you imagine being a Dem, right? And as your leader raises expenses on you, raise sales taxes, property taxes. I mean, invoke new taxes like gas tax, the ones that Virginia's doing. All they got to do is blame Trump. While your prices go up because of those taxes, all they got to do is blame Trump and you won't even notice. But please, no, prove me wrong. Look up your state and ask, how much taxes were added this year or last year. And you'll see why things are so expensive in your state, because it ain't tariffs. I'll tell you that right now.
As you saw, $1,700 per family. These are working families, $1,700. Remember, this is the guy who...
Oh, and shout out to my man Castro. He said, oh, yeah, and member for 15 months. Let's go. CBS News equals CBS News. The left don't care about facts at all, bro. I'm like, Pritzker, come on now, be honest about it.
Lowered taxes on the wealthiest people, and he raised taxes, the tariff taxes, on the middle class, the working class, and frankly, people, just everyday folks going to the grocery store, just buying goods.
Not me.
Let me just
hold on. See, and oh my goodness, this is such a great example. Like, hey, y'all want to play the compare cost game? The favorite game here at S.E.T Media, the compare cost between states. And shout out to mylifeelsewhere.com. So, I'm going to go ahead and shout these guys out. Shout out to mylifeelsewhere.com, where you can compare the living costs from state to state, city to city, and country to country. All right, then I already went ahead and gave them enough free publicity. So let's get right into it. So, Illinois versus Ohio cost of living. So, Illinois is 13.1% more expensive than Ohio. Y'all pay 14.8% more in restaurants. 6.5. That's actually not bad, because I ain't gonna lie. When compared to New York and California, I'm paying like 30% less in groceries. Y'all not that bad. But yes, in groceries, I'm paying 6.5% less in groceries. I'm paying 14.8% less in housing. And if I had a kid, I'd be paying 25.6% less in childcare. But tariffs, though, it's tariffs, right? Man, y'all gotta get y'all ass out of here and hold your leaders accountable.
tell you one other thing. The farmers, these are folks mostly who voted for Donald Trump. He has devastated, for example, the soybean farmers in my state. As a result of his tariffs and the way he has activated trade wars, we no longer are selling soybeans to the Far East. And that's billions of dollars of sales for family farmers across the state of Illinois. So the $1,700 doesn't even talk about the small businesses and the farmers that are hurt by what he was doing.
So now these guys are trying to seek tariff refunds from the government. So this is their plan. Now they're trying to seek tariff refunds from the government while businesses are trying to sue the government for refunds out of the $177 billion brought in by tariffs. So it's kind of funny how they were against tariffs, but here they are trying to use the funds from tariffs to give their people refunds and help out the corporate agenda and help them get their money back. Now, because let's be real, if they wasn't to include this, that means the Dems would have spent their whole time showboating for the corporate elites to get their money back, which they're not going to get back. I mean, if the corporate elites have to go through litigation, what makes you think that you're just going to get a tariff check? And this is the new propaganda. They're going to make you think that you're going to get a tariff check. And when you don't, you're going to say Trump's being unconstitutional. When Trump is still invoking tariffs through section of the Trade Act and the Trade Expansion Act, you'll say it's unconstitutional, even though he's using powers that Congress has allowed him. So we'll see how this plays out. But most of y'all are going to play the ignorant route.
And now wants to reimpose.
No question about it. And I mean, I showed this invoice earlier. You basically said Illinois wants their money back, $1,700 per family. We already know that a lot of businesses who have paid the tariffs have already hired lawyers to try to sue the government to get the money back. So explain to us, in your view, kind of how.
Here's the problem. Trump already did invoke more tariffs. So how is that argument going to work out? Because they're pretty much saying, so you want money back from a tariff that you're still paying? Like, you're still paying the tariff, by the way. They're still on. So you want money back for a tax that you've already paid. And I mean, let's be real. This ain't refund season in your business. So yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I highly doubt they're going to get anything, especially since they're bringing back the tariffs. So it's like, what? Y'all going to pay it just to pay it again? Y'all going to get y'all money back just to pay tariffs again? That's hilarious.
This could happen, what should happen, and how could this happen? How could people out there watching get any money recouped?
Well, if he actually gave a darn about working families, he would just institute the rebates that people should get. These refund checks should just come. That's what he should do. He won't do it because he actually doesn't care about working families. And
bro, you raised taxes on working families. You just did it. But Trump doesn't care? Okay, bro. Like I said, it'd be the same guys that raise taxes on you guys didn't want to talk about affordability. Y'all know damn well there's an affordability problem in Illinois for sure.
He thinks he's right. And so he's going to hold on to that money. And the result of that is that, think about the small business that just wants to get their money back. It's going to take them, it may be years that they're in court trying to get this money back. Meanwhile, he's reimposing tariffs, so it's getting worse for people.
No. Please explain how also it sounds pretty dumb, because I'm like, so what are you going to do? Sue the Trump administration for the tariffs that you paid just to pay the same tariff again? Like, bro, that's why there are cases of nothing burgers. Like, all right, well, we can give you the money, but you're just going to pay it again.
It's so damaging to the U.S. economy, and you saw the effects of that last year. We had the lowest job growth in a very long time as a result of Donald Trump taking over as president and what he's done to the economy with tariffs.
And Scott Besson is almost gleeful about it. I don't know if you saw this because you're busy, you're governing a state, but it seems like your invoice has at least gotten under the Trump gang's skin a bit, because Stephen Miller, of all people, was asked about this request of yours tonight on Fox News. So I just want to play this for you, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
J.B. Pritzker, though, is pretty happy because he thinks now the federal government should return $1,700 per Illinois family because the tariffs were struck down.
I mean, all right, then. So can we get a Biden inflation check? So, yeah, you know how prices went up from family by thousands of dollars? Can we get a Biden inflation check, Please, Dems, can y'all work on that as well?
Well, Governor Pritzker is not only economically illiterate, historically illiterate, and probably functionally illiterate, but he is also somebody whose every action and policy is designed to hurt and betray America.
Damn.
I mean, I felt like Stephen Miller was about to jump out of his skin there. There was a lot there, but you're clearly under their skin. What is your reaction to that?
No, what's so funny is that they're trying to frame this to their base as a win. But when you really read the court documents, you kind of find out that they did nothing at all. At all. I mean, Dems will talk about, oh, well, Trump is going to get sued. And it's like, yeah, but they're going to still end up paying the same tariffs that they're suing them to get back. So, I mean, like, they're suing them for tariff money that they're going to have to pay still. Like, come on now. Oh, well, they took away his tariffs. No, they didn't. Not at all. Actually, there's still some tariffs. There's a lot of his tariffs are still invoked, still going on. And now he has a way to actually have a more stronger legal standing for his tariffs. And he already invoked one path. And we're about to see what he does in these 150 days. Because I guarantee you those tariffs are coming back. And they're going to be, well, I'm be real with you. They're going to be armored clad. It's going to be an airtight argument for them, because this is exactly what the Supreme Court told them to do. You can't use the Emergency Economic Powers Act, but you can use other methods. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's following the Supreme Court. So when them sit here and say, oh, that's unconstitutional, you kind of got to look at them like they're stupid. Like, no, he's literally doing what the Supreme Court told him to do. And you're mad that Supreme Court gave him that option. You're also mad that Supreme Court didn't tell him to refund the money.
Well, I thought I was just living rent-free in the president's head. Apparently, I'm living rent-free in Stephen Miller's head, too. All I can say is, I mean, remember, he's done more to damage this country with his unconstitutional recommendations to the president, the attacks on families and people, everyday people across the United States with ICE and CBP. And frankly,
and shout out to our homeboy Goose. Hey, welcome back. He said there's an affordability problem everywhere. You pay taxes every year, even though you may also get a refund when you file tax in April, right? I mean, no, that is true. But honestly, like, think about it like this. Now, from what I just shown you, maybe you missed it, but I'll show it again. So think about it like this. Other states' affordability problems are worse than others. When me in Ohio is paying 6.5% less in groceries, like 29% less in childcare, 14.8% less in housing. I mean, yeah, affordability problems their affordability problems is a little bit worse than mine, and it makes you feel a little grateful. I mean, shoot, let's go to one of the most egregious offenders in New York. I mean, they're way worse. 25% more expensive. It's almost 26.5% more in New York. And I'm in Ohio. So that means there's almost a 30% difference in what we're paying. And I'm paying less, 30% less. You don't think that's going to hurt their pockets, the fact that they're paying 30% more than me on the same amount of groceries? Because that's what's happening. That's literally what's going on right now. And you could do this across the board. Look at mylifeelsewhere.com. Go there. It's a pretty fun website to compare pricing if you want to, move out the state or something, even out the country. But all right, that's enough advertising. So, yeah, there's an affordability problem everywhere, but some places are way worse than others, especially when there are places in this country where there's a 30% difference in what people are paying for groceries. Like, that's manufactured. That just didn't happen on accident.
Mom's getting shot in the face because of Stephen Miller. So, honestly, I just don't take anything he says about me seriously. I take very seriously, though, the impact that he's having on the country in such a...
Bonnie Lovely is an ignoramus idiot paid for by my Trump OT tax rebate. It was huge. Her emotions have no effect on the facts. Keep crying, Karen. I mean, hey, man, they don't want to sit there and believe that what Trump was doing was best for the American worker. It is. It is what it is. Trust me. Not everything Trump is doing right now is perfect. But if you're honest with yourself, it's not a complete doomsday scenario.
Terribly negative way. So, look, he doesn't seem to understand that $1,700 out of the pockets of everyday people across the United States is a lot of money. And the damage that they're doing is that People are not earning more. People are losing jobs as a result of Donald Trump. And they now have had to pay $1,700.
But there's been positive job growth in 2025. Now, I will admit there was a negative job growth in not in marketing, but in manufacturing. There was negative job growth in manufacturing of about 88,000. So the net of jobs that we added in manufacturing was 88,000. And then we absolutely crushed it in January with 130,000 jobs, and mainly a lot of those were manufacturing jobs. So out of that 88,000 jobs in manufacturing that we lost last year in 2025, about half of those have been replaced already. And that's just the facts right there.
That they're apparently not going to get back because they're going to have to fight in court to get it and may never get it. And now they're reimposing these tariffs that everybody knows harming the U.S. economy.
No, and here's the thing, though. The cuts from manufacturing, I mean, those are mainly due to like AI and immigration. So, and I mean, if you don't believe me, Powell said it. Yes, Fed Chair Powell pretty much said the main reason for these cuts in the job market, especially manufacturing, was due to the increase in immigration crackdown. So, I mean, you could go ahead and blame Trump's immigration crackdown. You could say, we told you who's going to pick the fruits and work the factories. And I'm like, bruh, Americans, now that they're gone, Americans are going to fill them. And that's exactly what they're doing. Exactly. So let's go ahead and get over to CNN and start tripping about the 15% tariff. Shout out CNN. Now, guys, let's not forget to double tap that screen and like the video, and let's get right into it.